So a little over a month ago, I had made a pickups video, and then literally immediately after, I go to a huge convention called MegaCon in Orlando, and I get a whole bunch of new things. And I just think that's really funny because I literally had just made like, oh, look at this new pickups video, and then I get more stuff that I would love to show off, because the thing that happened in MegaCon is that I found a bunch of things that I have been looking for, been wanting. So this is another pickups video. So last time I showed a bunch of different kinds of things like DVDs, movies, what have you. But this time it'll mostly be figures, but there is the occasional book and DVD that I would like to share. First thing I do want to get out of the way is definitely, at the time that I'm recording this video, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom released like last week, I think. And the first thing I do want to share is the Tears of the Kingdom amiibo that I got. I love how this looks so much. Believe it or not, I'm a huge amiibo collector, but this is my first Link amiibo. This is it. This is my first Link, which is kind of insane because, like, it's like, how could I not have, like, I don't know, like the Smash Brothers Link? I don't. This is it. This is my first Link. So yeah, got him, which is pretty nice. And while buying the game, I bought the game at Target, and I bought it the day that it came out. And as I was buying it, the guy, I didn't see the amiibo in like one of the locked cages, but I had ended up asking him, hey, do you have the amiibo? I saw that he had the game, and I wanted to know if he had the amiibo, but just by chance. And he did. He had some in the back, but he also brought up some other amiibo, and I was like, other amiibo? But at that moment in time, I did not. I was like, I'm just gonna buy the game, and it's amiibo, and that's it. But leaving the store, going back, I put the things in my bag, and I went back in, and I asked him for the other amiibo, and I just said, screw it, I'm gonna buy it. So the other amiibo that he had in stock was this Toon Link and Toon Zelda 2-pack. So I did know that Nintendo for Tears of the Kingdom, they were going to reprint some of their Legend of Zelda line of amiibo. Those have gotten pretty expensive, but they reprinted. I mean, they made another run of them. But one thing is about, like, nowadays when Nintendo reprints an amiibo, they will be at the new price point that they've set. So amiibo that came out when amiibo were like $13.99, or I'm sorry, $12.99 MSRP, are now $15.99 MSRP. And 2-packs, which used to be maybe like $24.99, are now $29.99. So this was $30. So that was a bit of a bummer, but whatever. I mean, I'm a huge amiibo collector, and the guy that was checking me out was like, you may as well just buy it now. Because he was like, I know people scalp the hell out of these things. And I'm like, you're right. I'm just gonna buy it. Screw it. So yeah. Also, another funny thing is that I bought it the reason I mentioned that I bought it at Target is because I'm guessing this was Target's like bonus item for Tears of the Kingdom. It's a fanny pack. It's a Tears of the Kingdom fanny pack. It's a really funny little item, I guess. I don't know. It was totally free. It was just a little bonus item that he gave me for buying the game. So there's that. And another funny Zelda thing that I do want to share is this set of keychains that Nintendo themselves have put out. It's the Splatoon / Legend of Zelda Splatfest keychains for power, wisdom, and courage. So power actually ended up winning Splatfest, so congrats, I guess. But yeah, I thought they did do this for the Pokemon Splatfest that they did, but I ended up wanting these, so I had spent all of my points and got that set. Whenever you buy things on the My Nintendo gift site, all you need to spend money on is the shipping, and it was like $7. So I think that's a pretty good price for a pretty cool keychain set. So yeah, that was pretty much my Zelda endeavors. And believe it or not, this is the same day when I go to Target, I always have to check the Sonic section, because I was looking for Sonic toys, and sure enough, they had what I was looking for. So at the time of this video, Jakks Pacific has just released Jet the Hawk figurine, and he comes with his board as well. I forget what it's called in the game, but yeah, he comes with his board as well, so that's pretty cool. I so glad that I finally found Jet, so that's really, really cool. That's really neat. But also in the same way was also this Tails figure, and I already have this Tails, but I wanted the communicator that he came with. I wanted that accessory, so I just said, screw it. I really want that little communicator accessory, so I bought that as well. But also, the third figure that I found that day was Super Silver, and I don't know, we've only really seen Super Silver like once, and it was in Sonic 06. So yeah, this wave has Jet the Hawk, Tails with that communicator, Classic Sonic, and Super Silver. I just thought Super Silver was a really interesting character, or form factor for Silver to be in. So yeah, it's pretty cool to get Super Silver out of that. That's pretty neat. I was really happy to find Jet, and to find all the figures in that wave that I wanted all in one go was pretty fun. It's pretty nice. But we're not really done with Sonic figures yet, because I also in another trip I found this Charmy figure, which I thought that I would actually never find, because if Sonic merch collectors know, like way back in the day, I say way back in the day, but maybe like a decade ago, Jazzwares actually released a Chaotix 3-pack with Charmy, and Charmy was like the exclusive figure because they had already released Vector and SBO in a separate pack. But they made a Charmy figure, and I never got my hands on that pack because I could never find it at the time. Then again, I was like 12, 13 years old, so I am glad to have the Jakks Pacific Charmy, and I am very happy to have found him, because honestly, those smaller 2.5 inch figures are like way harder to find than the regular size ones. So I was really happy about that. I really love that figure as well. And I also found this classic Metal Sonic, which I'm a huge Metal Sonic fan, and I will buy any Metal Sonic figure that comes out. So this is the Jakks Pacific Metal Sonic. You can actually find this guy at Walmart. You can literally go in your checkout lines, where they have toys and the checkout lines. That's where I found him. That's just insane to me, because I can't fathom that. My inner 13-year-old self cannot fathom finding Sonic toys in a Walmart checkout line. But you can do that now, which is just crazy. That is just crazy. Another silly little trinket that I wanted to share. This is just me personally. I love this figure, and I love the character. I can't help it. It's really silly. But this is a bonkers little car toy that's from Burger King, I think, from in the 90s. So this is a Burger King kids meal toy. And what you do is that you would get the other ones in the set, and you would run them into each other, and they would fall apart. So yeah, Bonkers can come out of his little car, but it's he's kind of attached to his car. I guess he's supposed to fly out of it, for car crash action, I guess. But yeah, his car splits in half, and it in a really spontaneous, goofy manner. But yeah, I don't know. I found this on eBay. It was $6, literally. I just said screw it. I kind of want him anyway. So I love Bonkers as a character, and this is one of the only proper figurines of Bonkers, as far as I know, or at least and if so, it's probably the only one affordable ones. But I digress. I just wanted to show this silly little thing that I got. I love bonkers. Just, why not? It was really cheap, so why not? So I had mentioned at MegaCon finding a bunch of figures that I have always wanted. And this was one that was on my radar for a very long time. So Bandai has been releasing these really I hate to say cheap, but they are pretty just basic action figures of Dragon Ball characters and other anime too. But I had found out that this Beerus figure existed, and literally you can find these at Walmart and Target for $10 a piece. And there are other characters too, obviously, but I had found out that there was a Beerus one, and Beerus is one of my favorite Dragon Ball characters. So I kind of thought that I had missed out. I had missed out on getting this one. I had missed my chance to get this one, finding this in store. Because I don't know, I just assumed that it was probably released a year ago or so. That's just and whenever I would walk in stores and find these Dragon Ball figures, I thought that it wouldn't be out. So literally I found this at MegaCon, and just to my luck, right after I buy it at MegaCon, I start finding it in Walmart and Target. It's kind of insane how bad my luck is in terms of that. But regardless, I'm thankful that I do have him. So he's still despite his price point, it's still a really good figure. I do want that SH Figure Arts one eventually, because it's, obviously a lot more high quality and collectible, and I do love SH Figure Arts. So one day I'll get it. Speaking of SH Figure Arts, I may as well show her really quick. This is another Dragon Ball character. But this is Lunch, or Launch, depending on however you've seen it translated. But yeah, Lunch she's kind of forgotten nowadays. She played a huge role in the original Dragon Ball, obviously. But once Z came out and all that was going on, she was just kind of forgotten, so she hasn't really been around much. But regardless, SH Figure Arts, Bandai, released this really, really cool and detailed Lunch figure. And I found it at MegaCon, and I was like, this is it. This is gonna be my big purchase this year, because I want her, because I love Lunch. It's such a cool. I love the original Dragon Ball probably more than I love Z. I just enjoy it more. So this was such a really good find, and I'm really happy to finally have her. So yeah, it's just awesome. I love this figure, and I love Lunch, and hell yeah, really happy about that. May as well just get this out of the way. So I'm not a One Piece fan. I have never seen One Piece, and I don't really want to. So me showing you this, you might be like, why did you buy that if you don't really want to watch One Piece? But here's the thing, I can enjoy a character separate from a franchise. So I'm just gonna tell you, I really enjoy Chopper, and when I saw this figure, this well-made figure for $20, I was like, I'm a figure collector, screw it. So I just have this really cute Chopper figure now, even though I'm probably never going to watch One Piece. But yeah, this feels like in the same vein as those cheaper anime toys that Bandai is doing now. But this one is a little bit more expensive, but still, I like that they're doing more affordable but still really good looking anime figures now, because usually the cheaper ones don't look as good. There's this really bad set of My Hero Academia ones that you might have seen around in stores, but figures like that are really good looking, and I think it's a good thing. So before I do any of the rest of the figures, I just want to get through some of these other miscellaneous things. So first thing I do want to share is this book right here. It's MFKZ. And it is a franchise that started off mainly as a comic in it's a French language comic, and they made a movie off of it, so you can actually go to Netflix right now and watch the movie. I will say that the movie is story-wise, it's kind of just all over the place, but I'd say it's still worth to watch it for the animation and just like the overall like spectacle of it, because it's still a really enjoyable movie in that sense. So I still recommend watching the movie. I had went up to this booth in MegaCon and I literally saw this and I was like, oh, that's right, it was a comic. I don't know if this is like the original comic that the movie like was based on, or this is just like for the movie. I don't know. I think it is like the original comic that the movie was based on. But yeah, the guy that was, or one of the guys that was around the booth, saw me looking at this and he was like, oh, have you seen the movie? And I was like, yes, I've seen the movie. He was like, okay, so volume 1 is basically the movie, but volume 2 takes place after the movie and is entirely new content for this franchise. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm buying volume 1 and 2. So I love comics, as you can see in the background here. There's a lot of comics in view. So I had already watched the movie and I may as well have bought, in my mind at the time I was like, I may as well buy the books to go along with it. So that was a really good purchase. That was another thing that I was considering looking after for a bit, so I'm glad to have found those. Definitely was pretty cool to find. This other little thing I literally just found in the $5 bin at Walmart, but I still think it's interesting. So this is a DVD of Tom and Jerry cartoons, but this is the Gene Deitch collection. I really hope I said his name right. But yeah, so MGM made like loads of Tom and Jerry cartoons, and then the popularity was kind of dying down, and like theaters in America were kind of like, they weren't as profitable as they used to be back in the 40s and 50s when Tom and Jerry cartoons reigned supreme. But they still wanted to continue making Tom and Jerry shorts, so they went to this other studio, this other creator, to make new Tom and Jerry shorts, but like much cheaper in production prices, so like much lower budgets. And Gene Deitch was the main guy behind these shorts. They are, I don't know what word to describe them as besides weird. They are definitely by a different creator, but I do think that they are important to the history of Tom and Jerry, and they are interesting. They're not bad cartoons, obviously not, but they are different from the ones that you probably know and have seen a bunch of times. It's like the Tom and Jerry shorts directed by Chuck Jones. But yeah, these are definitely a weird collection of Tom and Jerry shorts, literally bought for $5 at Walmart. So it's like, screw it, man. It's a really cool little thing to own, and I love collecting DVDs. So that was another why not moment when I saw it. I was like, that's kind of a cool collection. Why not? This other little thing that I found in my comic shop was also really interesting. This is Sonic the Hedgehog Uno, and I had known that this existed for a while, but I had never seen it in stores, and I don't know, maybe I was gonna order it online eventually, but I kind of doubt it, honestly. But yeah, if I found it in stores finally, and yeah, it's pretty much just Uno but with Sonic, and there is a special rule right there, but I think the rule is just like they have like another like kind of card that you can use. So it's still pretty cool. It's still pretty neat, pretty neat little thing. There's like so many characters that are featured on these cards, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. So yeah, Sonic Uno. It's like, I'm a Sonic collector, I may as well buy the weird stuff, and I actually do love Uno. as a game. It's really fun, and I played it a lot as a kid, so Sonic Uno is like right up my alley. Continuing on the trend of finding merchandise or figures that I've wanted to have for a while, this is the figure that I absolutely did not expect to find this at MegaCon, the convention, but when I saw it, I was like, I need this immediately. I need it immediately. So this is a character from Bucky O'Hare, and if you don't know what Bucky O'Hare is, Bucky O'Hare was a comic book that was made in like the 80s, 90s, and it was turned into a game, and there was also a animated TV show that was made with it. So this is one of the characters. This is Dead-Eye Duck. And when I first laid my eyes on this figure, I had no idea what Bucky O'Hare was. But I had looked that this is a really cartoonish duck with 4 arms. And he has guns for each arm. And that is just awesome. And I had saw that he was a pretty reasonable price, like $35 is not that bad for a really quality action figure. Like a really detailed figure with like a bunch of accessories and, different hands and what have you. But yeah, I was really happy to finally get this figure at MegaCon. The website, the studio that makes him is Boss Fight Studio. They also have some really cool Sam and Max figurines that I also own, and I was considering buying this guy for a while, but they took this guy off of their website because they're actually pretty old figures. They've had them made for like a while, like a good 5 years or so, and they just ended up taking them off the website. But yeah, it was pretty cool to have found that figure. And after MegaCon, I could not help myself, and I bought from eBay Bucky O'Hare himself. So yeah, so this is probably for right now. This will probably be like the only 2 Bucky O'Hare figures that I will have bought. But I don't know. I've seen the other characters in the set, and I've considered them. So maybe one day, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm pretty content with just having Bucky and Dead-Eye Duck for right now. So those are really cool figures. Really, really, really cool figures. I'm really happy to have owned those. Believe it or not, we're actually at like the last thing that I want to share. And it's like a whole set of figures. And you'll understand why. So at that same booth that I bought lunch, the lunch figure at, they had also had these really, really cool, but they have been around for a while, these Five Nights at Freddy's figures. So this is wave 1 of the FNAF figures that Funko had released. That Funko that weren't pop figures, but they were just actual, from the game action figures. And I think these figures originally came out like in 2016 or so, something like that. And I had never got them, and I've always like kind of regretted that. And like online they just kind of kept going up and up in price. So it was like always kind of a bummer that like I missed out on these. And these had like a really cool gimmick. Like if you collected all 5 of the figures, you would each of them came with a part of Springtrap, and you'd be able to build them if you collected all 5 of the figures. So that was a really cool concept to me. So here's Freddy. I had just never gotten these figures, but the booth that I went in had all of them. So here's Bonnie. Here we go. As well as Chica. And Foxy. And you might be thinking, wait, that's only 4 figures. Like, where is the 6th? Where is the 5th one? Well, here's the thing. I was an idiot, and I had just bought like the main 4 FNAF characters. But then I'm like, wait, hold on. I need the 5th one. So I got home and realized, oh crap, I'm missing Golden Freddy. So I literally went to the website of the people that I had bought the original 4 figures from, and I had seen that they actually had for sale Golden Freddy. So I literally bought Golden Freddy online from these like same people that I had bought the original 4 from. So I don't know. So now I have all 5 in the set that you need to build Springtrap with. So I just think that that situation is like funny. It's definitely something that I would do, but I still think it's funny. But I am really, really happy to have those figures finally. I would want Funko to release like their other figures, like their other like the other games, like the other lines of that they've released over the years. Definitely, that would definitely be cool to see more re-releases from them. So that's everything that I pretty much wanted to share with you guys. It was pretty fun going over more stuff with you guys, definitely. So yeah, I pretty much make videos about toys and whatever else. I mainly talk about toys, but I do want to do other things in the future. We'll see how that goes, though. So I appreciate you sticking around, watching this video all the way through. Hope you had a fun time, and I hope you maybe had some recommendations of like stuff you want to go after if you're a collector. Definitely. So hey, have a good rest of your day. See you around.